Next up, our next pitch is from Squire, located in New York. Actually, he's from Harlem, and it's Sang Laran. Sang, come on up. Good luck.
Thank you.
You know how to use it? You're all yours.
Hi, I'm Song, and we are Squire. We make it easy to find great barbershops and then book and pay for your haircut, and we provide the best management tools for barbershop owners to run their business. Now, my co-founder Dave and I, we take our haircuts really seriously, as you might be able to tell. And for decades, we've been going to barbershops, and we realized there was a lot of room for improvement. It's always hard to find a good barbershop. And then when you do, there's often long wait times, and many of them are cash only. The barbershop is one of the last areas of modern life that hasn't been affected by technology. Barbershop owners still use pen and paper for scheduling, and sometimes they spend hours every week running payroll by hand. See, barber services are the only services that men get by necessity. The only services that half the population gets on a regular basis for the majority of their lives. That's why we built Squire, a web app and consumer application that makes it really easy to find barbershops and book and pay for your appointment. But it's really our barbershop management system that is our secret sauce. It has detailed analytics so owners can track their business metrics. And we developed a proprietary algorithm called one-touch payroll processing, allows barbershop owners to run payroll with the tap of a button. We even released our own point-of-sale system that allows barbershop owners to take credit card payments in-store. So what we've built is an end-to-end system that barbershop owners can use right out of the box. Our revenue models, we take 3 to 5% of transactions, and we make approximately $640 a month per shop. Now, men in the US spend $30 billion a year on haircuts. And we know that once we own the male grooming side, there's opportunity for the $42 billion that women spend at salons. Now, this is attraction. This is my favorite part. Last month, we did 47,000 bookings on our platform, which equates to $1.4 million a month in volume. And we're growing 25% week over week. And when a shop comes on Squire, within the first 6 months, they see a 10% increase in revenue and an 80% reduction in no-shows and cancellations. That's why barbershops love our product, and it's why our churn rate is less than 1%. So our team has worked at some great companies on Wall Street and Silicon Valley, and we've raised $1.8 million thus far from great investors like Y Combinator. But what really makes us best positioned to win this market is the fact that we're industry experts. We owned and operated our own barbershop in Chelsea, Manhattan for 9 months just so we could learn the needs of our customers.
Chelsea Market. Oh, in Chelsea Market.
So,
I live in Tribeca.
We're both New Yorkers, and we're really looking forward to moving to Buffalo. There's so much that Buffalo has to offer, and right now, we're in a space where our product is ready to scale, and we have to hire support, we have to hire sales, and we have to hire marketing. And we believe that Buffalo is a great place to do that. And barbershops are really all about community. They're the fabric of community, and they're small businesses. And we really look forward to empowering and working with the small businesses and the barbershops local to Buffalo. And to that end, we're happy to announce that since getting here this week, we've already signed up some of the best shops in Buffalo, Buffalo Barber Co., an architect right here on Main Street for those of you that are local to the area. So you can actually download Squire, enter promo code 43North, and go get a great cut at one of these shops. Your first cut is on us. Thank you. Our partner Dave is going to come out as well.
Done. Brooklyn,
What's going on?
what's happening?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bill doesn't give you a lot of business. He's not a big help, but some of us still have our full head of hair, so we're okay. Okay, great job.
Thank you.
You nailed it. Question. Start. Rodney.
Well, I mean, it's good to see something for the bros, so I appreciate that. You know, the barbershop has been a safe space, particularly in the black community, right? Mm-hmm. And how do you, like, bring that safe space or the archetype or the mindset of the guys that, and folks that own these barbershops, like, how do you onboard a barbershop? Like, if you were coming to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Home of hair, you know, home of cuts, like, how do you onboard a city, just like in the old days, like Uber was in SF and then Uber hit city? Like, is that your model, or is it more online and grassroots?
I'm glad you asked that. Atlanta is one of our top markets right now. And the way it's working right now is just viralicity in the community amongst the owners. So they see that their other barber friends are using it, and they reach out to us. We haven't spent any money on marketing. Everything has been inbound and organic so far.
Got it. Great business. Love the UI. A lot of small businesses, like it or not, like to use cash. It minimizes taxes for the most, even though it's not right. Most people do it. In a business where it's a high volume business, there's a lot of cuts that are needed to earn a lot of profit. There's low margins and there's not that much money left over. How are your customers seeing the whole aspect of taking another 3 to 5% off the top of that?
So the 3 to 5% is derived in a couple of ways. Number one, we charge a $100 subscription fee on that, and we also charge $1 to $3 that the consumer pays. So they don't even absorb that fee, and we make it about 100% arbitrage on the rates we have, and whatever Square or whatever competitor charges.
Yeah, and we're seeing that barbers shops, they know that consumers are moving more and more towards cashless, and that's part of the sell, is that we're actually able to drive them more traffic, more business from people downloading our app. So they know that overall there's more benefits to accepting card and using Squire than staying in the kind of the old system.
Josh. No?
I mean, I love the business. I have no questions. It's just, yeah, it's great. Congrats.
Thank you.
Erica.
You mentioned something about potentially moving into women's salons. Isn't there already a booking service for women's salons? And if there is, can you tell us a little bit about their attraction and how you compare that to your growth potential?
Yeah, so there's a few that are going after salons. That's why we started on the men's side. But as we've built out our product going after men's grooming, we've learned a ton about the marketplace and about how our product is differentiated. The main difference is that no consumer-facing app or system going after salons has built the back-end management system that we have. So the app is more so the front end for consumers to send traffic, but the real guts of the business is this really, really robust back-end management system, and that's what we've built. And there's a few players you may have heard of on the women's side, but none of them have really gone deep on the management side.
And just to add in there, some competitors like MindBody, Square, we own them. We win 9 out of 10 versus them, so I don't see why that would go away on the women's side.
Sherilyn.
So onboarding, and then a little bit about this back-end management program. The demographics of some of the barbershops are going to be like 60 plus, 65. Mm-hmm. Have they been resistant to the technology? Have you had any problems with them using the technology or needing to be trained?
Yeah, so there's been a kind of a renaissance of barbering in the last 5 or so years, where you're seeing a lot of young guys, millennials, that typically would have gone on and pursued other careers, are pursuing barbering. And it's seen more as a profession versus kind of like blue collar. And so the majority of our barbers skew younger. So there's not many in the 65 and over range. Most of them are, I would say, 40 and younger. But we think eventually everybody's going to be on, but the older barbers are just not early adopters of our technology for the most part.
Somek.
I also really love the presentation. It's a really beautiful business. Congrats on your progress. Question, you talked about virality among the barbershop owners, but can you talk a bit more about, from a consumer side, are they learning about this once they're now going to the barbershop and they're like, oh, this person happens to be on Squire, and are they getting also the opportunity to like read reviews and say, this is my favorite barber and I really want... Yep.
And that's the beauty of our business. So once a barbershop gets on Squire or becomes a Squire barbershop, they actually force their clients to book on Squire. So the customers are barbershops, but the end user is the customer. And once they're in the system, they're in the system. So every guy that gets a haircut is now a Squire user. So we have 47,000 users last month.
Josh.
How much have you guys raised?
1.8 million so far.
In the life of the company.
It's impressive.
Todd. Oh, you did more? Follow up? Todd?
So, I get like the guts of the business is a lot of the B2B tools, and that provides a lot of value to each of the organizations. And when you think about something like MindBody is doing that for a lot of fitness places, but my question is, why do you need the consumer side? Why do you need to fill a marketplace of demand and focus on building that whole side of the business, which is difficult, rather than taking a MindBody type approach and be agnostic to how customers come in, whether it be direct to the website, ClassPass, or other discovery first platforms?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we think really differentiates us, is because we did build that back-end system, but then we see a larger opportunity also kind of capturing the consumer side and building a really strong brand, lifestyle brand centered around this community of barbering and male grooming. And one of the things that makes us beat a lot of the companies like MindBody and Square is that we actually can drive traffic to the shops. Whereas if you only have the back-end system, you're essentially just, it's a B2B play and it's helping them run their business, but you're not actually driving new customers. So that's one of the, one of the reasons. And
just to chime in here, the importance of brand. Barbershops and barber owners are really proud people, and we're building something that resonates well with them. They want to sell it themselves. They want to tell their friends about it. And that's the beauty of building a brand, and that's why we need to go agnostic. Now, when we go to women, we're going to have to build a separate brand, because we know men and women kind of brand differently. So that's our kind of strategy right now.
Rodney.
Yeah, have you thought about, I'm reminiscent of my days, walking from high school to the barbershop and some of the mentorship, like a mayor would walk in or someone prominent drop some nuggets. In terms of building that community, have you thought about, you get 1 million users and you start pushing, content on wealth creation or how to save money and how to build a future? What are your thoughts about building in that mentorship and content side?
Yeah, absolutely. Content is something that we're really going to focus on heavily. We haven't thus far, but in the future, that's something that we're really going to be focusing on, is just building that community element for both the barbers and the customers. And in terms of kind of the social impact piece, we're really looking at partnering with some nonprofits that are doing work already in those spaces. And it provides a really great opportunity because, like you said, the barbershop is kind of it's the center of a lot of communities across all walks of life. So I think there's a unique opportunity for us to really add some good value and help people out in that sense.
A couple of questions. One is, what does your social media integration look like? Everyone gets a nice haircut. First thing you want to do is put it on Instagram. And then the second question is, I'm Canadian. I'm from a Canadian fund. I noticed that you said your focus next is to go after Canada. Why go after a different country, different geography versus sticking to your roots?
That's because users demand it. Like if we have, folks reaching out from Canada, and we can just write a line of code and it takes into question the Canadian currency, why not do it? So it's not like we're spending a lot of marketing dollars there, but we're not going to turn away that business.
And if we're privileged enough to come to Buffalo, it's like an hour away, so it's not.
Could you talk a bit about, you had a slide earlier that talked about increase in revenue after using your system. Can you talk a bit more about that? So are people seeing the average customer that was coming before is coming more frequently, or are they getting new users? Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, it's a combination of new users as well as increased retention. So in our system, we have tools that further that, such as a built-in loyalty program, where guys can get incentivized to come more often, and they'll get automated text messages letting them know of their reward. So things like that actually not only help them get new customers, but make their current customers come more often and spend more money.
And the ability to book 24 hours now. Because if you think about it, a barber shop that didn't have a booking system or online booking system, they'd be open from like 10 to 8. And then after that, they wouldn't be able to book. And if you're a guy and you come in and, oh, I can't, I'm doing it at 8 o'clock in the morning, I got to wait till 10, you probably forget. And, you know, this allows them to have a 24-hour way for them to get some booking. So I think it's, you know, worked out well.
Okay. Guys, great job.
Thank you very much.
Hold on. Great job.